You know that feeling, right? If you're in sales, I'm pretty sure you do. The old playbook, the cold calls, the hard pitches, it just isn't cutting it anymore. But why? Well, today, we're going to break down the massive shift that has completely changed the game and what you need to do to actually win in this new world. So, what's really going on here? I mean, why does it feel like prospects are harder to reach and every deal is 10 times more complex than it used to be? It's the #1 frustration for sales teams everywhere, and the answer lies in this huge power shift that you absolutely have to understand. It all boils down to one simple game-changing fact. The buyer is now in the driver's seat. It's their world now. In this digital age, with basically all of human knowledge at their fingertips, customers are not waiting around for your pitch. Nope, they're already halfway to making a decision all on their own. And look, the numbers don't lie. A staggering 75%, 3/4, of all B2B purchases now start with the buyer just doing their own research online. They're already deep in the weeds, comparing options, reading reviews, and forming opinions long before a salesperson even has a chance to say hello.
And if you thought that was a lot, hold on, because it gets even crazier. Buyers are completing anywhere from 50 to a whopping 90% of their buying journey completely independently. Think about that. By the time you finally talk to them, they are incredibly informed, and a lot of the time, their minds are pretty much made up.
And just to make things even more interesting, these decisions aren't being made by just one person anymore. On average, you're now dealing with 7 different decision makers for a single B2B purchase. That's 7 different people you have to convince, and each one has their own agenda, their own priorities, their own pain points. Man, this quote just hits different, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that frustration. I mean, who hasn't spent hours crafting that perfect email just for it to disappear into a black hole? Or tried to get past the gatekeeper who seems like they were born to shut you down? It's just so clear. The old outreach playbook is officially broken.
Okay, so if the old way is toast, what actually works now? Well, the answer isn't about selling harder, it's about selling a whole lot smarter. It's a fundamental change in how you think, moving away from just delivering a pitch to actually building a real partnership.
So here it is. This is the new definition of selling. It's a process that's all about building genuine relationships and becoming a trusted advisor. Your goal isn't just to close a deal anymore. It's to truly understand and help your customers solve their biggest problems. You stop being just a vendor and you become a partner. Huge difference.
And when you put them side by side, the difference is just, well, it's night and day. Old selling was all about making presentations. Modern selling is about having conversations. Old selling was about you giving your opinions. Today, it's all about asking those really smart, insightful questions. You're shifting from being a pushy salesperson to an empowering collaborator.
And this is the part you really gotta let sink in. Your product or your service. That's just the vehicle. What you're actually selling are the things you can't touch. The confidence that you can solve their problem, the trust in your expertise, and a really compelling story about a better future for them. That's the stuff people actually buy.
Okay, so this whole pitch to partnership thing sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it day to day? Well, that's where sales methodologies come in. You can just think of them as practical playbooks or frameworks that are designed for success in this new environment.
The good news is you don't have to invent this from scratch. There are some really solid playbooks out there. You've got the Challenger Sale, which is all about teaching your clients something new and really taking control of the conversation. Then there's Spin Selling, which is basically a masterclass in asking strategic questions to uncover their deepest needs, and Customer-Centric Selling, which, as the name says, puts the buyer's pain right at the heart of every single thing you do. Let's just take one to see how this works in the real world. The Sandler system. It is a perfect example of this modern approach. See how it starts? Bonding and rapport. Not pitching. Then it's all about understanding the customer's pain, figuring out their budget, and knowing their decision process, all before you even think about presenting your solution. It's a brilliant way to show how you earn the right to sell.
So look, it doesn't really matter if you go with Sandler or Challenger or mix and match your own thing. All the successful modern playbooks are built on one single foundational idea. It all comes back to having a customer-first mindset.
So, what does this actually look like day to day? Let's break it down into 5 core principles. First, meet your audience on their terms, not yours. Craft unique messaging that shows you actually did your homework. You need to design a sales process that lines up with their buying process, making it easy for them. And this is a big one. Extend that relationship beyond the sale. Your goal isn't just one transaction. It's to turn your clients into your biggest fans.
At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. The winning plan isn't about having the slickest pitch or the smoothest talk track. It's about being genuine, following a clear plan, and making the customer a real partner in the whole process. That right there is the new gold standard.
All right, as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with one last question to really think about. Take a hard look at your own process, your own mindset. Are you still just out there trying to sell a product, or are you truly genuinely focused on building a partnership? The answer to that question is going to define your success in the modern world of sales.